Hi, everybody. Welcome to the To Be Brutally Honest show. We're on episode 7, 8, I don't know,
Few.
somewhere up there. Just the boys tonight, so should be good. Don't have any guests on. I think we have somebody coming on. I think Pierce is coming back Thursday.
Could make a return. Trying to line up other guests to join with us. So
Yeah, it should be good. If you want to join, go ahead and DM Backup Sports on Twitter, and we'll add you on there. Except for Gabe, that guy's a buffoon.
Gabe who?
Garcia.
He's not allowed?
No, because he wants to talk about the Cowboys, and we would just.
Oh yeah, no Cowboys talk for the most part.
And he's like not even a real Cowboys fan. He's just
how he's not an Indians fan.
Right, exactly.
Fair.
Alrighty, so shall we jump right into it, folks?
Yeah, we'll go quick with the first segment.
I like that.
Just a quick recap after the weekend's draft. We kind of talked about it in our last show already, but if there's any final points anyone wants to make or any really good teams that people thought were really bad. So, Parker, we'll start with you. You're the man of few words with football. So if you got any things to say or not.
No, not really. I didn't hear a whole lot about the Rams, so I'm just going to assume that they didn't do too amazing, but
that's fair.
That's just because I just pulled a name out of the hat, so.
I thought the Rams kind of made, Connor, I don't know if you saw, but they took Cam Akers out of Florida State for a running back instead of J.K. Dobbins. He was Ohio State, and I believe Dobbins has the second most rushing yards in Ohio State history. So I thought that was kind of a weird move because Baltimore ended up with him and just adds to their backfield.
Yeah, I did see that, and I saw the Rams. Well, the Rams have had a disappointing couple months with their logo that came out. It looks terrible, and then the draft. Obviously, like you said, nobody talked. A lot of people are talking about the Chargers over the Rams. It's the first time ever that happened. Yeah. So, I mean, good for us.
Yeah, but. I'd like to make one correction about what I said about the draft. So initially, I said that I thought Green Bay had the worst draft out of anyone. So I thought about it a little bit. I still think the quarterback move was dumb, and I still don't understand that. But I kind of get why they're trying to load up on running backs and offensive linemen. Since San Francisco just smashed them twice last year, and they think that that's the opponent that's going to beat them every time. I feel like they're kind of trying to counter that formula a little bit. And let's be real, Rodgers doesn't have any great receivers, but Devontae Adams is great, but it's not like he has no one around him. So I kind of get, at least somewhat understand what they're doing. I still don't like their draft, but I think it was okay. It was below par, but it wasn't as bad as I originally
thought. Yeah, I think you just saw it's kind of the same thing I did. You just saw their first round pick, and you're like, "The hell is that about?" Mm-hmm. And then later on, I felt like they tried to go after the 49ers game plan, even the Titans game plan, where it's just run the ball, and then pass if you need to. So should be good.
Yeah, and then I think. So I gave them kind of a pass originally, but looking at the Patriots draft it was kind of pathetic. Not gonna lie, it wasn't a clean draft for them by any means.
Well, they got a kicker in the 5th round.
Exactly.
And then they didn't get a quarterback, which everybody thought Bill was going to go get a quarterback, but they just signed somebody from the Big Ten. I don't even know who, from what school. Is an undrafted free agent.
Uh-huh.
And I sent it to somebody, and it was hilarious because it was the guy pointed is oh, I remember doing that because undrafted guy out of the big. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So he's got a scheme going.
I kind of gave them benefit of the doubt just saying the Patriots and stuff like that, but honestly, in the last couple of years, their drafts have just sucked. And I thought that at least if they got kind of a flyer quarterback in this draft, because it looks like Stidham's going to be their starter next year if they don't go out and get Cam. I kind of felt like it would just give them more competition inside there, see if there's any real future quarterback, but they didn't even do that.
Well, I saw something on Twitter where they're trying to make a big play for a quarterback. So I was thinking either Andy Dalton or even trade for Jameis.
What about Cam Newton?
Or like Cam.
Cam. Yeah, speaking of Jameis, though, I liked his signing with New Orleans. I think that's a really good move for them, actually.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like you got Taysom Hill, the Swiss Army knife, to do whatever, and then you had Teddy Bridgewater last year. So if Drew goes down, you still have a really good quarterback to back him up.
It kind of reminds me of what the Titans did with Tannehill just now. Obviously, Winston's not going to go in and start over Breeze for any kind of reason, but he's good insurance for any kind of reason, or if they advance, like you said, if Breeze gets hurt or something. So I thought that was a good move. Like that a lot.
Yeah. Another sleeper draft that I think that a lot of people are, because I saw earlier that not a lot of people like the Chiefs draft, which I didn't. I mean, they got that guy that running back
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, I felt like that was probably the best pick that they could have made because yes, they need defensive help, but I didn't think their run game was spectacular last year.
Yeah, only Damian Williams showed up in the Super Bowl. That was it.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it was very dominant. So they're trying to add that because running the football in the playoffs wins playoff games. It's a known fact.
Yeah.
It's running the football and playing good defense. But they didn't have that last year. And like you said, Damian Williams showed up in the last game. So if they add another guy who can, get them the key yardage that they need, like on third and short where they can't pass, that's going to be big for them. They're going to be hard to beat. So
and let's be real, like it's not like they need an impact player right now that's going to, like in the fourth round, is going to take off.
No,
they have almost no holes. It's kind of like Baltimore. Like Baltimore, in my opinion, had 2 really good picks in the first 2 rounds. No, three pretty good picks in the first 3, and like after that, those 4th round, 5th round players, like how can you say they were good or bad because they're not going to play.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then the only other team, quick shout outs to Denver Broncos dominated this draft. I'm not even saying that biasly. 2 wide receivers really helps out Drew Lock. Dallas really had a nice draft, I thought, both sides of the ball. And then San Francisco is far and away, I think, the NFC favorite. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Pat McAfee actually came out today and called Matt LaFleur an absolute buffoon, which is hilarious to me. He called him a dummy and a stooge, which I thought was adequate. But they're trying to repeat the Kyle Shanahan where, the young coach comes in and kind of revolutionizes the game, which McVay did that for 1 year, but where did he go his second year?
And so look where they're at now.
Exactly. So that's going to be what happens. They're going to try and find that 1 year where they can win it, and then they won't have another one.
Yep. All right. With that, based off of the off season and draft just happening, what are your guys' rough draft early Super Bowl predictions for next year? Can be as preposterous, as out there as you want. Connor, we'll start with you.
Me?
Yeah.
So it's actually in the AFC. I think it's pretty easy. The AFC Championship game is going to be the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Okay. I agree with that one.
I mean, it's pretty hard not to say that. I mean, maybe Tennessee, like if they have a run like last year, but I don't see that happening. And then the NFC is kind of up in the air because you got Tampa Bay, who definitely got better. And then you got the 49ers, and then you have the frickin' Seahawks.
Yep.
Who are good every year. And then the Cowboys got good, but we all know that they're
Vikings still hanging around.
Vikings hanging around because they got another wide receiver to add.
New Orleans.
Right. And then New Orleans, yeah. So it's very top heavy in the NFC.
All right, so give me your favorite out of the NFC to make it.
It's going to be difficult, but I'd say New Orleans because I feel like Drew Brees is going to have a really, really good year.
And
I think Taysom Hill is going to be – he was big last year for them, but I think he's going to be even bigger this year. So.
All right, Parker?
I'm not going to break it up into leagues because I don't really know.
Not a baby.
But I like the Seahawks. They lost. I'm pretty sure they got eliminated by like an inch last year. which is wild. I was watching that live.
Versus the Packers.
I thought it was like the 49ers.
Oh, the Week 17 game? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Or the Ravens. I'm gonna be a freaking like not a ride or die, but like Lamar Jackson. That guy's a hero. So
He is good.
He's definitely gonna win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll kind of take a little bit of what both you guys said. Personally, I like Baltimore a little bit more than Kansas City right now. I think Baltimore is going to have the best defense in the league next year.
Yeah, I was gonna say
They are loaded at every spot, and Calais Campbell's a beast. He's only going to help. So I'll give them the edge a little bit, but the Patrick Mahomes factor makes it interesting. I feel like kind of Mahomes Jackson kind of has Brady Manning potential for the next 10 years. Kind of obviously different playing styles, but the rivalry factor could develop. And then in the NFC, I like what they did in the draft, pointed out a little bit ago, but San Francisco has very, very few holes. Just another year with Shanahan and Garoppolo. I personally think Garoppolo is pretty good. I think that he struggles at times, but I trust Kyle Shanahan to get them there again. But I like Baltimore to win.
there you go.
There
All
we
right.
go.
That's Super Bowl. So we want to jump into The Last Dance.
Let's do it.
Last night, episodes 3 and 4 came out. I read today that they're kind of doing each episode is a month of that season.
Okay.
So, and then they go back in time, obviously, to discuss, whoever the backup story is. So, episode 3 was about Dennis Rodman, and wow, what a guy!
So I never knew that his famous like cheetah print hair was number 3's.
Yeah, I had no idea that was.
I hadn't because it was for Scotty. Yeah, that was breaking news to me.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I mean, as a coach, and obviously I'm not as the level that Phil Jackson is, but understanding his players are different. Like they all can't be Michael Jordan. So if he needs that time off, you got to give it to him. And then when he comes back, he's going to give 100%, like they were doing that Native American drill, and he just blows everybody out of the water. Like that's so
that part was crazy.
I mean, how he can turn it on and off. And then when he was talking about how he would go into the gym and just have friends put up shots so he can read the bounces off the rim.
That part about the rebounds. Yeah, that part was awesome.
That was fascinating to me. How he knew different shots from different players.
Yep.
Where it was like Bird's going to spin. Johnson's isn't going to spin as much, but it'll spin this way. It was nuts.
Yeah, I will say, like, kind of the stereotype for Dennis Rodman, you would think he's kind of a fool, but when they talk about like his off the court studies and stuff like that, it's pretty interesting because like I think David Aldridge said in the video he's the best on ball defender he's ever seen.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's that's probably maybe not correct, but there's a huge argument you can make for that. No, I wouldn't disagree with it.
Yeah, I think his rebounding style is so much different than
others, right?
Than others. He kind of tips it, and then on the second, when it's coming down off his tip, then he goes and gets it, which I feel like other guys boxed out better and then just tried to get up, but he just got around, tipped it, and then he went up and got it, which is like with Chuck, he just used his big behind body everybody and then just catch the ball.
Yep.
So that's where, different rebounding styles, it's fascinating to watch.
Yeah, and then I thought the other interesting part about the whole documentary or these last 2 episodes was talking about the Bulls-Pistons rivalry. I don't know many people that actually like those Pistons, whether it's Laker fans, Celtics fans, Bulls fans. None of them like those Piston teams. So I had already known about the handshake thing. I think it's ridiculous that Isaiah Thomas tried to pin it on the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just not very good.
No, especially after they were antagonizing the Celtics that whole series. And then they tried to say that the Celtics walked away and stuff like that when they were trying to taunt Mikhail after he walked off the court. Like, come on.
Yeah. So, also the Las Vegas story was wild. Parker, did you see any of this?
No.
So basically, in the middle of the season, Phil Jackson goes to Dennis Rodman and says, or no, it's the other way around. Dennis Rodman goes to Phil Jackson and says, I need a vacation. In the middle of the season, he's like, all right, well, you can have a 48-hour vacation. He said, thanks. And he got on a jet and flew to Las Vegas. And there's like videos of him with Carmen Electra drinking and just doing random stuff in the middle of the bowl season.
Yes.
It was nuts. And then
not only that, Jordan had to go get him,
Yeah.
knock on their door.
and Carmen Electra's in the room, and he's like, hey, we got to go to practice. And they just flew back, and they had practice. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen in sports. It's just like, who lets their player do that? And then he comes back and is like the greatest defender and rebounder in NBA history.
Yeah.
Just turns it on and off. It's nobody's business. It's ridiculous.
Yep. So next week episodes, I know they kind of touch into the dream team a little bit. I know Kobe's supposed to be in it a little bit. So yeah, it should only be even more interesting. It's been through 4 episodes. It's been awesome. Each one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We got 7 minutes left on this thing.
7 minutes. I think we can get our last topic in before.
Okay.
Or this next one. So kind of going off these last few episodes, they were talking about how Phil Jackson, certain coaching philosophies and stuff, which has led him to 11 rings total. So in your guys' opinion, who is one or could be, in your opinion, the most underrated coach in professional sports? Recent history.
Dave Roberts.
All right. You want to explain?
Wait, do what?
You want to explain?
Oh, he's the man. No. I don't really look into coaches. I don't know.
Yeah, but what makes him underrated to you? Or makes him underrated to you?
What?
What makes him underrated to you?
I don't know. I don't really follow along with a lot of coaches. So Dave Roberts, man.
Dodgers. Perfect. Connor, you want to go?
Sticking true to that Dodger team, huh? Number 1, I got AJ Hinch, of course. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Words to live by.
We'll get into that later.
Words to live by. And in all seriousness, underrated coach, I'm going to go with my former team, but I think Mike Vrabel, what he's done in Tennessee after Mike Mularkey or whatever the fool's name was.
Yeah.
I think he's done a really good job changing that culture. And I'm not trying to be a homer or anything, but I think he's done a really good job of turning it around, switching quarterbacks when Marcus Mariota was a big deal. That was a big deal to change it. And then, switching quarterbacks and then taking them to the AFC Championship was pretty impressive, I'd say. So
yeah, I like that pick. I think Vrabel is probably right now the most underrated coach in the league. He doesn't get enough credit for basically turning around that organization from mediocrity to, last year they were pretty good. So I kind of went the historical route a little bit. I'll go to the NBA. So I'll take Pat Riley, just because 3 different teams had success with each of them. I'll read some numbers off here. He has the 15th highest winning percentage in NBA history, 5th most wins all time, winning record with the Lakers, Knicks, and Heat. And then obviously 5-time champion, 4 with the Showtime Lakers, 1 with the Shaq and D-Wade Heat. Obviously the players deserve plenty of credit, especially when you have a team on the Lakers such as Magic, Worthy, Kareem, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, etc. But he's got to manage all those egos and stuff like that, kind of touching upon what the Bulls did with Phil and everything like that. It's hard to share the minutes and stuff like that. It's easy when you have someone like Magic at the top as your leader. But then Pat Riley's done it across decades. He's just as good as an executive in Miami, consistently good every year. So yeah, I'll take Pat Riley. I thought about Sean Payton also. Sometimes he floats on the line though. Sometimes he can be super overrated. and you just think that right when they choke in the playoffs these past few years. But you got to give him credit for turning around New Orleans from maybe the worst franchise in the league to a Super Bowl champion, turning around Drew Brees' career. Sometimes I don't think Sean Payton gets deserve the respect he's earned.
COVID-19 survivor.
Yes. COVID-19 survivor.
There you go.
Well,
it does bring on the Sean Payton thing. Do you consider that targeting thing at all, or is that not in your?
No, I think you definitely consider it. I won't when I'm talking about underrated. I'm kind of talking about schematics only and being able to manage egos and stuff. There's no denying what was it? It was a Bounty Gate, right?
It's Bounty,
with Greg Williams over Favre.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So definitely not clean. Just because you're underrated doesn't mean you're the best person in the world.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll take that route. But all right. So I think we'll cut off this part of the segment a little bit. For anyone watching live, the stream will be cut for 3 minutes, so we'll take a quick break and then be back.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And we're back with part 2. Not really. We're just continuing on. We got the next topic. Parker, we're going to start with you. Following the documentary, who are the most interesting and entertaining characters in recent professional sports history?
Dennis Rodman, for sure. I mean, obviously, I didn't like watch it, but a couple weeks ago, I watched like not the first hour, but like an hour at some point of like the 30 for 30 about Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's cool to see his like personality develop and stuff like that. So definitely him. Interesting as in entertaining and maddening. Manny Machado.
All right.
Guy's a joke. One for the books. What's his name? Aubrey Huff.
Oh yeah, friend of the show.
You're a big fan of Aubrey Huff, huh, Parker?
Oh, the worst. Oh my God. But yeah, kind of blanking on other ones, but I guess those are my 3.
That's fair. Do you want to go, big fella, or do you want me to go?
I'll go. So I'll take one from the NFL. Love this guy, Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's the best. Probably has the best sound bites I can recall in the NFL. He's the man, and he backs it up on the field.
Wait, backtrack. If we're going on best, I rescind Aubrey Huff.
Subtle shot. All right, and then NBA, former Laker great, big shot, Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace, a.k.a. the Panda's friend. This is Game 7-3, the elbow. He'd like to thank his psychiatrist.
Right.
There's nothing Meta doesn't hit when it comes to great characters. And then the MLB, take the beard, Brian Wilson.
Good one.
Well, yeah, former Giant and Dodger. That guy was interesting to say the least. So,
did you hear he hunted people for sport like that? Like he liked to do that?
Like Hunger Games?
Yeah, like the most dangerous game, like we read in.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, yeah,
of course he did.
Yeah, he was a big fan of that, apparently.
Okay, well, obviously I'm going to assume he didn't kill anyone.
I don't know. You don't know that. So I'll go with, for the NBA, I'll stick with my guy, Kevin Garnett. Guy's hilarious. When he hits his head on the thing to start every game, which is psycho.
Pretty cool.
And then there's like a video that I've seen where he's sitting on the bench and he's talking trash to the other team. And like the guy puts up a shot, and like in the middle of the shot, he's like, "Hell no!"
In the stands, I know what you're talking about.
It's so funny. And then obviously after the finals, he's just screaming in the air.
Anything is possible.
Right. Yeah. It just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. MLB. I read a thing today about this guy. In 2004, in the ALCS, he made a drink with gin, wine, honey, and some other substance to drink before the game.
It's got to be Manny.
It was Viagra. He crushed up Viagra and put it in a drink, and he put it in before Game 4. He had everybody drink it, and they obviously won the World Series, and he won World Series MVP. You were right. It is Manny Wood.
Yeah.
Manny Ramirez. That guy's an absolute Manny being Manny. Like when he cut the ball off from Johnny Damon and he was the left fielder. Like, what are you doing?
That is legendary.
So he's a character for sure. And then NFL, my guy, the man, former Broncos quarterback, former Bears quarterback, smoking Jay Cutler. What a character that guy was. Oh, my.
How do you not go with Phillip?
I mean, Phillip's up there, but I just wanted to say it's a mess of you, to be honest.
Yeah, but Phillip's got like the dadgummit lines and stuff like that.
What about Pat?
Pat McAfee, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I thought about Primetime also. He's
yeah.
Primetime or the great Favre.
Yeah, and
Favre.
then another one for the NFL, whenever Ed Reed was on the field, like that guy was hilarious too.
Yep.
So Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. And then who's that guy who played for the Vikings?
Jared Allen?
No, not Jared Allen as a character as well. But he just went into the Hall of Fame. He wore like eye black, just like
John Randall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy was hilarious.
Yep.
So
yep. Also, honorable mention, Yasiel Puig.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
And Shaq, I'd say.
Shaq, yeah. That's a good point. Barbecue chicken.
That when he did the Jabberwockies thing. That was hilarious.
Yep, Diesel's the man. Oh, and then T.O.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback.
That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback, man.
Yeah, so we got plenty of good lists, or plenty of good mentions right there. Connor, you're a fan of this team. You want to lead us into the new topic, or the last one?
Okay. Last week, before anybody jumps in, let me say my piece. Got it? Okay. Last week, the Red Sox cheating allegation scandal was released. My guy, Alex Cora, 2007 World Series champ. Hey, facial expressions over there. My guy, 2007, Alex Cora, was found not guilty of cheating with the Red Sox.
Still gone, though.
Yes, still gone, but for cheating with the Astros, not with the Red Sox. Okay? So 2021, Alex Cora, Red Sox manager, book it. Also, how they cheated was, yes, they cheated. It was bad, but it wasn't as extreme as the Astros.
What did they do? And I never heard what they did.
Okay, I'll break it down. So when there's a runner on second, catchers have sequences, right? So when there was a runner on second, the camera would zoom in and the media guy would break down what the sequence was. And then he would tell the hitters, hey, the runner on second, or if you get on second, this is what the sequence is. And then they would relay the signs into the hitter. That was all that they did.
That's definitely not like that terrible. I mean, it's still using technology to your advantage, but it's just like a more advanced version of what like high schoolers do.
Correct.
And yeah, so I mean, yeah, cheating by any means is bad, but I'm not gonna like the Red Sox aren't really considered cheaters in my book.
So I wanted to hear.
Let's make no mistake about this though. By no means are they completely clear.
No, but I mean, technically, I'm gonna assume like every team is doing this.
Well, okay, yes, that's probably true, but the guy wasn't even right half the time. Did you read that part?
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
So it was like useless information. You don't know if it's right or not. So it's like, hey, I'll go out there and look. If it's right, then good. But if it's not, then I'm just going to have to figure it out on my own.
Putting them at like a disadvantage, actually.
Yeah, because if you're relaying signs and you're wrong, then you're just going to fool your hitter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a 50-50 gamble whether you trust it or not.
Here's why the Red Sox got in trouble, though. They got in trouble because they're repeat offenders. Let's make that very clear. If this would have happened, this exact event would have happened in place of the Apple Watch situation, it would not have. They probably only would have got fined. But the fact that it was built upon that, they got caught twice, kind of added into it. So they're not blatantly as clear as the Astros. They did a form of the Astros to a much lesser extent, but from what I'm reading here, the only time where, like you said, it was being used was when a runner was on second. That was the only time.
Yep.
But I don't have a full argument in terms of do I think they're cheating or not. It kind of varies, but it does seem weird to me. So they had an 872 OPS in 2018, first in baseball, and the best in 12 seasons in the MLB.
So why do they need to cheat?
Well, that's my point exactly, though, is that's when runners are on second base.
OPS is not when runners are on second base.
Yeah, but it still adds into it. Meanwhile, I also have here, this was not in the postseason, though. Their OPS happened to go up in the postseason, but the MLB already declared that it did not happen in the postseason. There were security officials in the dugouts, on the side. I believe is in the sides and in the tunnel.
Right.
So really, there was no way that it could have happened, which kind of leads me to believe that there could have been a tell from the previous season with the Astros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think they kind of got ahead of it. But so this dude, JT Watkins.
Yeah,
this guy.
That guy is never going to get a job in his life.
No, he's the problem here. I'll say this. The Red Sox may have cheated in this, but it's this dude's fault.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's this dude's fault but it's the Red Sox front office's fault for giving him 2 titles, for trying to go cheap and give him 2 titles. They said he's the team's designated replay room operator, but he's also the primary advanced video scout. So he combined those two and just abused the system. So JT Watkins is, I believe, suspended for next year. No, or is it through 2021?
It's through 2020.
Yeah, along with Alex Cora.
But there's no way they're going to let him back.
Yeah.
No, I'd just fire him.
I think they did. But the fact that it was hilarious to me that they just put his name on there, how they just don't redact his name and just be like, hey, it was just a video guy.
Yeah,
but
it was JT Watkins.
It was JT Watkins. Like, oh, are you JT Watkins, the guy that cheated with the Red Sox? I'm not going to hire you. How can I trust you?
Yep.
Like, that's just not cool. I mean, it's bad that he did it, but I mean.
But not only that, so the report says that he denied all claims when the investigation was going on. So JT Watkins said, no, I'm not doing this. And then there was 11 Red Sox players that said, yes, you were. So you go.
It's either that they just all picked a guy and said, you did it, or that guy actually did it, was just profusely lying. I would like to go with the latter.
I will also go with the latter on that one.
But I mean,
it seems weird to me that compared to the Astros responded in ways that it seemed like they felt like they were attacked and stuff.
Yeah,
the Red Sox kind of were like, what was that?
They responded in like the worst possible ways, the Astros.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but by no means do I think these Red Sox players are going to get thrown out all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And this Tyler OT guy, he's on the Twitch. I don't know if you'd see it. He's saying he doesn't like the JT Watkins guy. I don't like him either.
No, I don't think anybody.
I'm going to be honest with you. Big Red Sox guy, JT Watkins could go fuck himself.
Oh.
Yeah. Tarnishing my Red Sox name like that? hell out of
That
here.
is true, though. I mean, if this was a Dodger guy, I'd be pissed at him too.
I've always held respect for the Red Sox, though. Like,
Hey, that's why we keep you around.
I mean, like, regardless of like, I mean, obviously they cheated a ton, but like if there was like a little cheating in like the postseason, it's the Dodgers were obviously like unmatched, or I don't know.
Well, the Red Sox are better than them that year.
Red Sox, they were the clear-cut champions, so like I'm not gonna say that World Series is like illegitimate. The Astros is illegitimate though, like
Correct.
no doubt in my mind.
And all you Dodger fans, I saw this tweet or this video that I saw on Twitter. It made me so mad. He was like, "Oh, so J.P. Watkins forced bets into the video room." It's like, dude, get off your high horse. You were never going to win anyway.
Yeah.
And plus, it like the report said, it wasn't in the playoffs. So relax. Plus, he's on the Dodgers now. So you're tarnishing your own player. Like, you're the biggest dummy and buffoon that you could tweet that out.
Could you imagine if there was a guy named JT? If you're Mookie Betts, imagine if some dude named JT Watkins forces you into a room when you're one of the biggest known players in baseball. I'd just laugh at this guy.
It's ridiculous. Like, who are you? You're JT Watkins. What do you do for us? I'm going to go play right field and, never talk to me again. How about that?
Yeah, so I think we all agree that it's this guy's fault, but I will put blame in the hands of the Red Sox front office for giving this guy the power that he had for whatever reason. Having two titles like that because they didn't want to pay two separate people, that's according to Tom Verducci, Sports Illustrated. That's their reasoning for not wanting to give that out to two different people. That's the problem right here. They gave them all this power all of a sudden. But I'll take the Red Sox word for it. I'll take the MLB's investigation for it. It doesn't appear like players bought into this scheme. So,
which is good for them. Like, I mean, they cooperated, which was good. They gave over phones. They gave over, all that stuff because they knew they were innocent. I mean, somewhat innocent. I mean, but still, they did everything they could to help the investigation. Plus, if you help, you're probably going to get a lighter sentence. But the one thing I do want to talk about, they got fined, obviously, but the draft pick, I think, is a lot bigger than people are bringing it up to be.
Yeah, but what else do you want there to be? It just so okay, I will say, I think that they maybe should have taken this draft pick away next year when there's not going to be a shortened draft.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's for the 2020 draft, and there's only 5 rounds. So every other,
but that's what they're saying, yeah.
Right. So every other team is going to get to pick 5 guys. The Red Sox only get to pick 4, and it's the second round talent. If you would have taken a 5th round away, fine. But I mean, it's the second round. Like, that's a big round, and
yeah.
I mean, it's a little big for me. I think, especially with if they are going to go to a 5-round draft, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I can agree with you on the sake of the 5-round part. If they were to take away a 2nd-round pick next year when there's just the regular draft, I'm all for that. I would have no problem with that. But especially if it's just this video guy and it's not the players per se, then yeah, I have no problem with your argument in terms of that. That makes sense to me.
What?
Boy. Go for
it.
No, you go.
Okay. What pick did the Astros get taken away? Is that the first?
I think it was first for 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, but that came before the COVID-19.
Yeah. Oh.
So
it's
I mean, they had no way of knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one other aspect of this, we'll talk about the Dodgers' impact. Regarding the Red Sox, is there any impact potentially on the Dodgers? Was there a missed opportunity?
Opportunity for what?
In 2018?
For a World Series?
Well, I mean, yeah, those are all missed opportunities, but I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, they should have won in 2017. Like, that year they had to win. But the Red Sox, they were clearly like, I don't know, they were outmatched.
Better.
Yeah, Red Sox were clearly better. Dodgers won one game on the 9th inning of work that Nate Eovaldi was in.
Well, they should have won 2. Let's be real.
2 World Series.
They collapsed in Game 4.
Well, you put in what's his face, and that guy's a buffoon. And Jackie Bradley was just like, "See ya."
Is that
And
Kenley?
No, it was the old guy. What's his face?
Brandon McCarthy.
Left-hander?
Nope, right-hander.
Was it Brandon McCarthy?
No, it was not Brandon McCarthy. Even though that guy, I'm not a fan of that guy either.
Yeah. On Twitter, but
no, I forgot his name. He used to pitch for the Nationals. And now you're seeing him. He's
Ryan,
bald.
whatever.
What was his first name?
Ryan something.
Yeah. Ryan, I don't remember.
We're gonna have to look that one up real quick.
But that guy, he walked the bases low, or he walked the first 2 guys, and then bombed to Jackie Bumley. No disrespect to Jackie Bradley. Sorry.
You're not a JBJ fan?
I mean, he has his moments.
Mostly defensive.
You're getting called out on Twitter or on the Twitch right now.
By who?
Vladdy 1322.
What do you have to say?
That guy in the goggles is dumb. Doesn't know what he's talking about.
So Ryan Madsen was the name.
There it is. Yeah, he throws like
Ryan
90 miles an hour, and he tried to beat him on a high and inside fastball, where Jackie Bradley lives, where he swings and he lets go of the bat with his bottom hand like an idiot, and then takes him deep.
You say this guy's name is Vladdy?
Vladdy, yeah, Vladdy.
That's got to be an Angels fan, you would assume, right?
Jay Gilbert.
Blunt wants us to talk about the Cardinals, but who cares? They're not going to win their division, so.
Didn't they get? Oh,
Hey, that's harsh.
It's true.
What did they lose to the Nationals by?
Oh, he's talking about the Arizona Cardinals, not the St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I'll make a prediction. Arizona Cardinals right now.
Third place.
9-7. Third place, yeah.
Not make the playoffs. So cool.
But Kyler Murray's going to have a big year. DeAndre Hopkins. Their receiving core is pretty loaded.
Cool.
Hey, I mean, you got to give the Cardinals some respect. They had the number 1 pick a year ago, and now they're going to be at least competitive. They're better than the Rams.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the Rams are just.
Well, they have small hands, Jared Goff. I don't like Jared Goff.
Do him like that?
Yeah, Jared Goff's a buffoon.
I mean, Kyler Murray's small too.
Yeah, but he doesn't have small hands. Jared Goff's
and he's good.
6'5", and he has like the smallest hands ever.
Like Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown. Arizona Cardinals are a threat. Let's be real.
But okay, you don't think they have a chance at the 7th seed?
No.
Who do you have in front of them right now?
Niners, Saints, Tampa Bay, Packers. Did I say the Seahawks?
No.
Oh yeah, no.
Packers.
NFC East.
And I think the Cowboys are better.
And then that leaves that 7th spot kind of to Arizona, Philadelphia, Minnesota. I think I would lean Minnesota right now. I think I'm gonna lean Minnesota right now based off I liked their draft, and Justin Jefferson's gonna be good with Thielen.
There you go.
But Kyler Murray, Vegas bettors, take it home for MVP. Kyler Murray, I like his odds a lot this year.
Over Lamar, and
no.
Mahomes?
Just in terms of a good early buy. Lamar and Mahomes are obviously going to be the favorites, but Kyler Murray comes to mind. Daniel Jones, even though the Giants are going to go 6-10.
You mean Eli Manning's clone?
Yeah, he's good though.
I'm not denying that. Duke graduate.
Yeah, Duke graduate. Shout out Duke. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Yep.
The Cardinals would run the East if they were in there.
This is true.
Well, they're not. So, I mean, we could throw out hypotheticals all you want, but I mean, what's that do?
In the AFC, they make it, but they're not in the AFC.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, comment section have any more? Or are we good?
No, I think this Vladdy guy left, and I think it's just Blunt.
All right,
it's clearly Blunt.
He's welcome to join the show. Talk some Cardinals football.
I don't know why you would ever do that. Although I am a big AQ Shipley fan. Just saying.
Because of his name?
Yeah, and he's hilarious because he comes on the Pat McAfee show sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And he's hilarious human.
You know who I saw in an interview? He's kind of a jerk. Quentin Nelson.
He's Notre Dame grad, but
yes, Notre Dame grad.
He's hilarious, dude.
That guy's a brute. I mean, I'm not denying he's probably the best guard in the league, but
no.
You want to shout out any other Notre Dame grads?
Oh, by the way, there's like 4 players from Notre Dame that are on the Chargers. So my statement from last time was good.
Was
stuff.
Correct.
Exactly.
All right, and then I know the tight end Quet. Is that how you say his name?
Cole Kmet. Yep.
Kmet? That's his name?
Kmet. Kmet.
Oh, Kmet. Okay. Yeah, he's a Bear now, right?
Yeah.
Go with Bears. 9 other tight ends?
Yeah. Well, I mean, whoever's going to play quarterback, I mean, you're going to have to, like, dive for every pass you get. So, I mean, he's not going to be very successful there. No offense.
Do you think the Bears are the worst offense in the league?
I mean, if you have Mitch Trubisky slinging the rock, I mean, you got to be pretty bad.
Parker, are you a Mitch fan?
No, haven't really watched him, but I've heard a lot of stuff about him.
That he's a meme?
Not great. Yeah.
Well, first off,
I'm
just going to go on a Mitch Trubisky rant here. Shout out. If you went to North Carolina and you're a quarterback, I don't respect you.
Well, you corrected yourself there. You said and a quarterback because I was about to say, didn't Lawrence Taylor go to UNC?
No, if you're a quarterback and you went to North Carolina, especially now, I don't respect you. Okay,
what's the reasoning?
The teams that you play are a joke. Besides Clemson. So that's it. And then, I mean, you look at the tape. I mean, well, he did beat the Broncos, though.
Dude, yeah.
That was – I was texting – I was at work, and I texted Michael B. I was like, if you don't think Mitch Trubisky's going to drive him down the field for a game-winning field goal –
Dude, they called a roughing the passer on Bradley Chubb late in that game on a terrible call, and then the game clock ran out, and then they switched it back. And then their little mini kicker hit a 60-yarder or something.
And it doinked in instead of double doinking out.
Yep. Blunt might have just said something. Let's see.
He said AQ should
Connor is a Cardinals hater.
No, I just speak facts, Blunt. I just call it as it is, okay? They're third in the West. It's not even a debate.
Oh, Jake says that was – so Vladdy is Nikolai, of course. So that makes sense, too.
Bryce? How the Pats doing? You buffoon.
That's right.
You too. Yeah. Pats. Who's your quarterback these days? My father is watching, so that's why he's a Pats fan now.
Now he left the Chargers.
You want to talk about a fake fan?
Yeah, he was a former Charger fan.
Yeah, Charger fan for his entire life, and then once they moved, which I get, he became a Patriots fan.
I think on the next show we'll have to add some college discussion in with Notre Dame factor.
Well, yeah. I mean, my favorite player of all time, Golden Tate.
Just because Jimmy Clausen.
Jimmy Clausen, too, Bears quarterback.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Golden Tate is my favorite player to come out of there. Will Fuller's good, too.
But he's injury-prone, doesn't play. At least Golden Tate's available.
Yeah. And then Tyler Eifert is good, too.
also unavailable.
Yeah, but I mean, when he plays
He was
and
good.
he's healthy, he's really good.
Yeah. All right.
We don't want to talk about Deshaun Kaiser either.
No, he's kind of a joke.
I mean,
All right. Any closing remarks from anyone?
Negative.
Okay, apparently my grandfather was a Patriots fan too, but that was when the Patriots were bad, no?
They had Pat the Patriot as a logo.
I think so. Joe Montana wasn't bad. Oh yeah, Joe Montana was Notre Dame. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's pretty good. Good looks.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll close mine out. Final statement. Following the week's draft, Denver Broncos look like a playoff team. That's all I have to say. They're looking like a playoff team right now.
Yeah, if everyone dies in the AFC.
AFC's not that good.
Okay. Parker?
All right.
Nothing really.
Parker, I'd just like to say your hair today,
It's good.
it's good stuff. It's on point.
Thank you. I did it myself.
I would hope so. I would hope so. But it looks nice. Sometimes you have like a couple strands that kind of stick out on top, but I think it's all.
So the thing I did was I cut my widow's peak off.
I wasn't expecting that.
And
we're stuck with this. So.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess I'll clear up. I'll do my closing statements. Red Sox 2018 World Series stands. If you want to debate me about it, get a haircut. I can't. They're all closed. 2018 still. I'm reading in the comments. Still. They stand. It stands, and Alex Cora, 2021 Red Sox manager, innocent.
All right, so that's our show today. Stay tuned later in the week. Might have additional guests come on. Shout out Dennis Petty. Found out he's a negative for the coronavirus today. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's because he works at the depot.
He's not clear. We got a survivor if he's watching. So yeah, might have some new guests on. We'll see. So that's our show.
Rock on. Thanks for the stream too. Good looks.
Yeah, that was good. Good stuff.
I think we figured that out. You got to go stream, or you got to go Zoom first, then the stream, and then it locks. So now we know.
All right. Till next time. In the stream.